Hello and welcome back to another AP3 video. In today's video, we'll be going over AP government. We're going to go over unit 2 review, and we're going to talk about the bureaucracy. Now, the thing is with the bureaucracy, it's not necessarily a official branch, but there's a lot of information about it that it's considered a non-official branch. So bureaucracy, it falls under the authority of the executive branch, and it's made up of millions of people who are employed to carry out the responsibilities of federal government. So first, we're going to talk about the structure of bureaucracy. So the first thing is that we have cabinet secretaries. They're the leaders of the 15 extreme departments. Examples can be departments of energy and department of defensive. And we have agencies. They work together to accomplish the goals of the department. An example is IRS. And we have commissions. They're the regulatory groups who operate somewhat independently of the authority of the president, but still fall under the executive authority, and they're run by a board of individuals and are usually created for a specific purpose. And we have government corporations. They're a hybrid of a business and a government agency. And government acquires business when they want to offer a public good, but the free market is the best way to offer their service. And one example is the Public Broadcasting Service, or PBS. Okay, let's talk about now what they do. So they write and enforce regulations. They are only making a set of work refined rules helping facilitate the execution of the law. They also have delegated discretionary authority. And what it is basically it's the authority given to the bureaucracy by Congress, giving them discretion on how to make the rules and carry out the laws. Another part of authority is the compliance monitoring. Basically, it's the bureaucracy agencies establish rules for certain industries and then have to do the work of making sure the industries are complying with those rules. It can slow down policy implementation, but the alternative is invalidate the regulations they exist to implement. So issues finds with laws are violated. And heads of agencies will often testify before Congress, either to be held accountable for their actions or just give an update on the work of their agency. Okay, the bureaucratic agencies often work very closely with other entities called Iron Triangle. So basically, as we can see from a triangle, we have the bureaucratic agencies, the interest groups, and the congressional committees. And all three often work together and rely on each other to create policies. Now, the bureaucrats offer expertise to congressional committees with whom they are eager to cooperate since it's Congress approval funding for their departments. And committee members want to pay attention to interest groups because they often have policy experts who can inform them of the implications of certain policies. Interest groups provides funding for congressional races, and the relationship between the three grows stronger. Okay, let's go over the bureaucratic departments. There's 7 that we need to know for Gov, so let's go over them. So you have the Department of Homeland Security. It protects the U.S. from terrorism and maintains and controls the nation's borders. You have the Department of Transportation, which manages all kinds of transportations like highway and air travel. The Department of Veterans Affairs, which manages veterans, hospitals, and the general welfare of Americans veterans. Department of Education, which diverses states and their implementation of federal educational standards. The Environmental Protection Agency, which works to protect the environment and human health through industrial regulations. And the Federal Elections Commissions, which administers and enforces campaign finance laws. And we have Securities and Exchange Commission, which regulates the stock market and prevents fraud. So all the leadership in these entities are folks whom the president appoints. If the bureaucracy doesn't act sufficiently in accordance with the president's policy agenda, the president can fire them and appoint new leaders in cabinet and agency positions. The president can't fire regulatory commission heads, and president picks people sympathetic to the executive goals, and the president influence isn't total. Now we're going to go over the checking of the bureaucracy. Congress can check them to make sure that the laws are upheld along with the lines in which they are passed, that they can hold committee hearings to ensure such execution is happening. They have many committees corresponding to the bureaucracy's agencies, and will call directors of those agencies to testify and give reports of their progress. And we have power of the purse, which Congress can decide how to allocate funds to different agencies, and agencies can't spend money until a community or a sub-community authorize them to do. So the president can check bureaucracy, and when citizens believe that the bureaucracy decisions are unconstitutional, they can challenge them in court, and the court most of the time upholds the authority of the agency. The last thing we're going to go over is jobs regarding the bureaucracy. So jobs are given based on the patronage system, which these jobs were a way for the president to award those who supported his campaign. And we have the merit system for bureaucracy appointments, which is basically used to pass a competitive exam in order to get the job. This is everything that we need to know for the bureaucracy part, or the non-official branch, and this is another AP3 video. Thank you for watching.